Welcome to Big Blend Radio's Jefferson Highway Show. This historic highway was formed in 1915 by the Jefferson Highway Association. It runs from Winnipeg, Canada, all the way to New Orleans, Louisiana. Let's go! So welcome, everyone. It is time to talk about fall fun on the historic Jefferson Highway, and we have some special guests joining us. And Roger Bell's normally on the show, but we're hoping to catch him for part 2 because we do have a part 2 of this because there's so much happening and there's so many cool destinations on this wonderful highway that stretches all the way from Winnipeg, Canada, all the way down to New Orleans. It's the Palms to Pines Highway, or you can call it the Pines to Palms, Palms, Pines, whatever you want to do. You can go north, south, south, north. It is just one of those amazing routes to explore and experience. You can learn more at jeffersonhighway.org. That is the association website for the Jefferson Highway Association, which is who formed this highway way back when, 1915. Also, as you know, we're working on our travel guide and website, so keep going to Jefferson Highway, travelguide.com. You can fill out our form to get email notifications as things happen. We're about to launch a big, intensive map that really shows you all the different destinations on the highway, all the towns and cities. I mean, we've got some big cities, and we've got some small towns, and just awesome experiences for you to have. If you go to that website, you can sign up, and we'll keep you alerted every time something new happens on the site. We have amazing guests. We're going to go south to north. We're going to go to Beth Hilburn is back on the show. Her and her husband own Highway Café and the Western Motel in Vinita, Oklahoma. And Oklahoma, man, I'm telling you what, they're doing a lot on the Jefferson Highway. This year in McAllister, not too far from Vinita, was the actual destination for the Jefferson Highway Conference. And Nancy and I were so excited because we got to meet Beth and her husband, and they were all decked out, let me tell you, for this murder mystery dinner. So everyone, the links are in the episode notes for everyone, but you can go to hi-waycafe.com to learn more about the cafe, but we'll talk about the Western Motel, which is also on Instagram and Facebook. So Beth, welcome back. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me again.
That was a fun time at the conference.
A lot of fun, and we actually got to sit together, and so we got to visit, and it was really, it was great. It was not just a quick meeting, but we also got to kind of hang out together.
That was fun, and hey, we had the murderer at the table, a murderess.
We did. She was very surprised by that, but yes, she was the murder mystery person.
Yeah, because she's the sweetest lady. Everyone, Phyllis from Miners Hall Museum up in Franklin, Kansas. And I looked at her, I had a funny feeling. I'm like, you did it. I know you did, but you're too sweet. But it's very good to have you back on the show. I know you've got a lot going on. You've got murals happening. You've been moving your wonderful giants around, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But I want to bring our next guest on too. We're going to go up a little bit. We're going to go to Kansas, Galena, Kansas. And we have Erin Perry and Cassandra Ringel joining us. They own Gearhead Curios and Petrol Motor Court. So welcome back to the show. How are you?
Doing good. Glad to be here.
Good to have you back, Erin. And how's Cassandra doing?
Doing good.
Good. Cassandra, the Petrol Motor Court, you guys are continuing because this is a big work in progress, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, just trying to get to the point. It doesn't look like there's anything going on, but behind the scenes, we're like hamsters on those wheels.
Yeah. Did I see you hold up pieces of tile the other day on Facebook?
I did. We've been acquiring mid-century tiles and bathroom sets because each of the 10 cabins are going to have nice colored tile and tubs and sinks to match the color of the brand of gasoline that they're representing.
Wow. So everyone, this is like a historic motel that you're building on land that was a historic hotel, right? Am I getting this right? And there was a saloon nearby?
Gearhead Curios is on the site that used to be the New Century Hotel. The lots that we're putting Petrol Motor Court had a collage of different things, from the livery stables to, I think, a bowling alley and a theater, confectionery stores. I think the Golden Rule store was there once. Mm-hmm. Cassandra has hundreds of documents that she has uncovered. And that's one of the cool things that we're doing with each cabin is there's going to be a binder in there, and it's going to say why we chose that brand of gasoline, the history of that brand of gasoline, and then the history of the lot that cabin is sitting on.
That's so exciting. I love this project, and we'll talk a little bit with Beth. I know you're friends too with Beth, and about, her evolution with the Western Motel, because that is, she's got the neon signs going. I mean, neon is a big thing, right, Beth? To have that.
Absolutely, yes. It's a big draw, and I mean, we have people that are roadies doing the road, but also that are just traveling just to see neon. So it's kind of exciting to be able to share that.
That's cool. That's cool. Well, we're going to go up north. We're going to go to Owatonna. We're going to meet with Glenda Smith, who is the head of the Owatonna Chamber of Commerce and Tourism District in Minnesota. So Owatonna is this amazing community. It's kind of a city. I don't like to look at it as a city to me because like the city would be like Minneapolis, right? It is just charming. And they've got this historic bank that I think every historic robber would want to have like robbed at some point, right? But you can go to visitowatonna.org. So welcome back, Glenda. How are you?
Great. Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, but you're not a city, right? But I know you are. You are a
I
city.
just refer to it as a community. I think it's so much more of a community feel. Just yeah, the friendly, welcoming atmosphere. It just feels very community oriented. So
Yeah,
we're 27,000, so it's,
it's perfect.
it's perfect. It is. We love it.
And it's charming. And you are part of the Mini Road Trip project. And
Yes.
everyone can go to miniroadtrip.com. And that's MINNE, Minnesota, miniroadtrip.com. And this is a connection. So you got Faribault. Did I get that right? Did I say it right?
Yep.
Faribault. I'll get there. Faribault and Northfield, all connected. This is a portion of the Jefferson Highway, but they've got together and said, hey, y'all, you got to come here. I had to do the y'all for
Yeah.
Louisiana.
Communities are only 15 minutes apart, and we each have a little bit something different to offer. So it makes for a great long weekend trip or just whatever road trip that you're looking for some adventures on.
Awesome. So what does Owatonna look like right now for when we talk about fall? What does the
Yeah.
landscape look like?
This is my favorite season. I love the changing leaf colors. Definitely, in my opinion, the most perfect time to go on a mini road trip and spend time in each of our communities. Even the drive will be just a beautiful scenery along the way. And I would say between now and the middle of October is the perfect time to come and see all the fall colors.
Okay, so everyone get going then, right? So
Yes.
yeah, when does snow start?
That's debatable each year. The last couple of years, it's been on the warmer end, and I would say we didn't really see much till even maybe a little bit in November, but not December, January last year. And even at that, we didn't have much this past year, but typically, I would say November is typically our first seasonal
Little sprinkling.
snowfall if
Well,
it's a normal season.
well, and that, still part of fall. Fall
Yep.
goes all the way to December 1st, I think it is. So, yeah. So you could be having a fall color
Yes.
fall or a winter wonderland during
It
fall. You never know.
definitely could be a swing from one to the next, sometimes
Oh.
even within the same day.
Well, let's go to Galena, Kansas. Aaron or Cassandra, can you tell us what it looks like now and kind of give us an overview of Galena because this is a small community as well, right?
It is a small. It's not quite 3,000 people, I think, nowadays.
Oh, wow. So that's nice. To me, it's perfect too. I just get scared of big cities because then I have to drive in them and I'm like, uh-oh, I may say the wrong thing to the wrong person. But no, 3,000 is nice.
I was excited to get out of Denver.
Yeah, that's
Traffic.
exactly. Yeah, we don't want too much traffic, but I think people traveling the Jefferson Highway route and Route 66 as well for, you guys in Galena and then also Beth over in Vinita. That's part of the appeal is to get out of a city. Yet the Jefferson Highway has some of the most iconic cities in our country. New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Kansas City. We've got all the way. Oh my gosh, with Des Moines, we've got Minneapolis. So, I mean, we've got some amazing cities. And, as I'm delving into this and we're doing the map and the guide, I'm like, oh my gosh, we could be doing shows on those cities as each section as a neighborhood. It's amazing. So I think it's really exciting to have all these different sizes of communities that make up this beautiful corridor of our country. But yeah, so what does Galena look like? When you look at fall, what does it look like?
Rain.
Rain? Really?
We've had some good storms the last 2 days.
Yeah. Well, we've had them in Texas where I am. I'll tell you that. We drove through it. So I know it's probably the same storm, but is that normally, do you get fall colors at all, or is it mostly countryside?
Not so much because so much of the rural land around it is farm country.
Okay.
You have, depending on what crop they've just brought the crop in. So you just got a bunch of fields. Now, if you're like a pheasant hunter or something like that and they've done corn, some good hunting out here if that's your thing, but you don't get the pretty trees changing colors and stuff like that because it's mostly farmland around us.
Does your downtown decorate for the holiday season and for fall, that kind of thing?
They put up some things on the light poles and like that. It's minimal. They don't have like some towns have lights that they string from building to building and like that. They don't per se do that, but they do put stuff on the light poles, more of the Christmas than just fall in general. I'd like to do some things here at Gearhead Curios, and I know once we get the motor court going, Sandra has an extensive collection of blow molds, which I'll let her describe those. But I can see the motor court because it's going to be like the horseshoe driveway. It could almost be like a winter wonderland coming in and seeing the cabins and all her Christmas and Halloween decor and like this.
Oh my gosh, you could haunt out the cabins, man. Like seriously. You
Hmm.
could do some crazy. What's a blow mold, Cassandra? What is that?
The plastic yard decorations, like the Santas, the stacked
Oh, okay.
pumpkins, they're lighted. So
Cool.
they kind of take up some room, but I just think they're really cool when you light them up. And I keep mine on the indoors right now, but yeah, I definitely want to get them out on display.
I think what's so cool about following all of you on Facebook and watching the progression of what you're doing on this highway, like what you're doing with your businesses and seeing things like, oh, here's the tile, we're looking for this, we're doing that. I think it gives people a real insight of what a small business is like, but also even what they want to do in their house. I wonder how many people want to come to the petrol motor court just to even figure out how to do this kind of thing at home. You know what I mean? But just to get into a certain style, and I think it's fascinating what you're doing. It's fun to watch and experience, but I want to see it in person personally. So we can't wait to get up there. I'm going to move on up to Vinita, Oklahoma, and this is such a beautiful area too. You're not too far from the Lake Eufaula, right, Beth? It's not that far. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
always getting
So
twirled around on this.
I'm close to Grand Lake.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Grand Lake. We have several lakes around us, but Grand Lake is probably the most common one
Yeah.
and probably the most popular one.
You know what it is? It's because I always see this one sign and that's why I always think that. So you really have to check the map when you see you protection on it, on the Jefferson
Right.
Highway map. Check it out. I might be putting you in 10 places though, but no, that's not cool. No, but, when you have a lake nearby, it's always so cool in the fall to have that blue, I think, when all those, the rust colors, even when the grass has got that brown to it and trees have got that, it's just such a cool color. What does Vinita look like for fall?
Well, I'm not too far away from Erin, so we've had the exact same storms, which to me has been a little bit odd. Frankly, really, Vinita, as far as cooler weather, we really don't have, we go from summer to winter. There's about a week or two that's like fallish, and that's kind of it. So unfortunately, we don't really experience, we do have some trees, some maple trees that do, have the fall look to them, but it's not. We're a lot of hay around here, so they've been getting their hay in, and so there's a lot of fields like Erin was talking about earlier. So unfortunately, we don't have anything remotely close to snow in November. And I am proclaiming right now that this will not be the year that we have snow in November.
You should never have said that.
Sounds like she just requested snow.
I know. I'm sorry. Santa's listening. Boy, oh boy. But you know where you could go up to Owatonna, it's just up the highway, but this is, when you really look at, the different landscapes, right? I find this so fascinating. And then the towns, the charm of all the towns. Can you describe Vinita for us as the town itself and like how many people live in Vinita?
We have about 6,000 people here in Vinita, so it's a little bit bigger than Galena, but we have a historical downtown that's amazing. We have a lot of older buildings, and which I think is really an asset for us. So we are really working hard to do some preservation and try to save our historical buildings that are in the downtown area.
That's cool though to save them. Now let's talk events. Do you celebrate fall in Vinita?
We do actually. We have a ton of events coming up. This Saturday is our calf fry festival. It's proclaimed the world's largest calf fry, so you can come to that. this Saturday. I'll let you Google that.
Okay.
It's a festival, honor, a kind of a farm and ranch, heritage.
Oh, I get it. I get it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of
So,
like the other side of the rodeo, the other side of it. Okay.
yes, yes. Something like that. So it's but that festival is this weekend. It has been going on for years and it's a big event. So there'll be a lot of vendors and you can purchase, basically you can purchase a plate. It's like a cook-off. So you could purchase a plate and then you walk around all the contestants and you can test their cap fries and vote for the winning ones. So it's kind
Okay.
of cool and kind of neat. Next weekend, the weekend after that is our steak night here at the Highway Café.
Cool.
And then the following weekend is Oktoberfest here in town. So that is a big event with all kinds of, there's a car show and there's vendors and places to shop and some local talent that takes place all day. So that's a really fun event.
That's super cool. And then the other thing, going in Oktoberfest is fun, even though it started in September in Bavaria. But anyway, it's a cool festive, let's have fun, and the Papa music and all that is fun. Is steak night. So tell everyone about this because I know you're known for your burgers. You have a Jefferson Highway burger. Tell everyone about that first before we get to steak. It's the Jefferson Highway show. And you were on our burger show. You just didn't know it until you were on it.
Yes, our Jefferson Highway burger is our bacon jalapeno cheeseburger. So, and it is really popular. We really just that has gone over really, really well, and everyone is really taken to it and liked it as a new addition on the menu.
And then steak night, is this monthly?
It's a monthly steak night on the first Saturday of the month. So it's the only day during the month that we're open all day from 7 in the morning to 8 o'clock at night. The rest of the time we are just Wednesday through Sunday, 7 to 2. So it's a big event because everybody locally wants to come out and have dinner. And we do, bacon wrap fillets and a ribeye that, my husband buys the loins and hand cuts them all and then cooks them out back on a wood fire grill. So, it's a big event and we sell a lot of steak that night. It's a little chaotic. So you have to be a little patient with us. We serve a lot of people in a short amount of time, but steaks are only from 4 to 8. So everybody kind of rushes in about 3:30 and is patiently waiting at booths for their steaks.
Okay, so I want to know everybody else on this podcast hungry like I am. Like it's dinner time for me. I'm ready.
Try it.
Everybody, I think we're all hungry now. This is crazy. I do, just in the spirit of Thanksgiving, I'm glad we're talking about the Highway Cafe. One thing that you do at the cafe is you have like a giving wall, right? Where people prepay for someone else's meal. And I think when we get toward, and I know we're at the end of September we're in fall now, but I think it's something really special. And I want to just encourage as you go through Vinita, if you can do that, maybe this will help, through that season. It's the season of giving. And I think that should be year round, but tell everyone how that works because it's awesome. It's beautiful.
Yeah, we have a giving wall up so people can come in and just ask what's on the giving wall and they just select something they can eat. And it does include a tip for the waitress as well. So the waitress is taken care of. And what I love about it is that really nobody in here knows that you're eating off the giving wall. It's something that's very private, and we try to make sure that they're comfortable and they're able to sit down and enjoy a meal. And these meals have been prepaid. We've had 13 different states and countries that have donated to the giving wall. We started it in February of 2022, and as of August, we had finally fed our 2,000th person. So I'm very
Wow.
proud of that, and that's something that we initially started during COVID just to kind of help the rural area that I was in. I just felt like there was a need for that, and we just kept it going. And so it's been through all the generous donations of locals, but also from people that have just mailed us checks to help keep it going. And it's really been phenomenal to watch and fun to see it too. I mean, we lost one of our coffee drinkers that's been a loyal patron of ours for the last 15 years. And instead of doing flowers at his funeral, they ended up giving to the giving wall. And I just think that that's such a beautiful thing.
I saw that on Facebook. Everyone, start following everyone on the show on Facebook. You'll see what I mean. It's just so personal. I think you guys are doing like true social media, like it's social. You're communicating, and it's just a special, special way. So let's go to Galena, Aaron and Cassandra. What is happening in fall, y'all? Again, I'm representing Louisiana and Texas with this accent today.
Well, Gearhead Curios this Saturday on the 27th is having its 5th annual pinup photo shoot. And what the premise was with that was dress pinup or greasers, show up. If you have a classic car, bring it. If you're a photographer, show up. If you just have your camera, phone, or a little digital camera, bring it. And we just take cool pictures on Route 66, Jefferson Highway, under the neon, in front of the pumps. I think there's a lot of really cool photo ops in Galena and Kansas in general. And this year we're doing our first actual crowning of Miss Route 66 Kansas pinup contest. And to try to get more cars involved, we're trying to get like a little cruise on Route 66 and the Jefferson on Main Street here and get more people involved on it. And I know I've got people coming from a couple states away to be part of it this year. It's taken a little while to try to get the foundation laid, and I think I'm still on the foundation, but I'm getting close to being able to work on the ground floor and really turn it into kind of a rockabilly last Saturday or fourth Saturday in September event we do annually.
Oh, I love that. You got to have a rockabilly stage, right? Like a whole stage of music going, like full on
I'd
rockabilly.
love for it to evolve into kind of like a street dance pinup thing, and just
Yeah.
someone walks in here and you see a bunch of cool classic cars and girls in the dresses and guys like greasers and like, am I in the Twilight Zone or what's going on? And
Oh.
it's just our pinup event.
Okay, wait. Now, Cassandra, I want tips for listeners on getting dressed up and having the right clothes. I mean, I think once people get in it, they start to get in it. But for someone who's like, I really want to do this, like just not just for the pinup and the doing the actual calendar, right? What about people wanting to just, I want to get into that? Any tips on how to find clothing, how to do? I know. Look at Aaron's got his hair, man. He's known for his hair. How to do all that stuff. I mean, any tips?
I don't know that I have any tips because this is actually my first pinup event. I just helped put it together. But I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I've met some of the friends of his that have done it, and so just kind of a cool thing.
And I'll have people that go multiple changes of clothes, and they got the victory curls in their hair and all the cool dresses. You can go as fancy as that and have several changes of clothes, or get some wedges, pair of coveralls, like the tank top underneath it, and do your hair up in a bandana. And I've got a metal lunchbox and a big aluminum wrench, and you'd be Rosie the Riveter. So you can go as simple as that even.
Okay. So, do people go shopping like in vintage stores for it, or do people make their own clothes for this kind of thing?
Yes and yes. There's websites that specialize in pinup type clothing and the rockabilly area stuff. A lot of people do go for the pure stuff of vintage clothing. This dress came from the 50s or 60s or 40s or whatever. And then there are people that do make their own because they've got an idea what they want and the style they want, and they make it themselves.
Oh my gosh. So I can see, like, as this grows, you have like a whole rockabilly band playing and people modeling on a runway, right?
That is the intent. Right now, we've got some friends of ours that graciously doing our musical entertainment. Travis and Jeremy. Some of you that travel this area may know Jeremy Morris of the Red Oak 2 fame. He's part of the entertainment this year. Cool. But down the road, I would love the full-on rockabilly band that's got the big stand-up bass, and that would be really cool.
Oh man, the bass it's all about that bass. I'm serious. It is. It's the foundation of the band. Yeah, the drummer and that bass is everything. Wow, so very cool. So everyone should follow you on Facebook for everything on this, right? Gearhead Curios on Facebook?
Yes.
Okay. Any other events happening this fall season in Galena?
Nothing that jumps right out. I know Galena in October, I forget what weekend, they do like a craft fair type of a thing on Main Street.
They do Oktoberfest.
Well, that's the crafting. They have some vendors and stuff like that. And I think
Oktoberfest has craft beer.
Now, Gearhead Curios has root beer, not quite the same thing, but we have our own label of root beer in Sarsaparilla now.
That's cool. I remember last time you were talking that you were getting that. Yeah. So cool. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, so I'm going to go to Owatonna. We're going to go up north and find out what is going on in Owatonna, Minnesota for fall. What's going on, Glenda?
Yeah, so like I said, the fall colors are beautiful, so that's always a great place to start. We actually just finished our Oktoberfest, our main one.
You did it correctly in September.
Yeah,
Guys,
I didn't even know that was the accurate timeline until it's our Mineral Springs Brewery holds it every year, and they've got the official times down. But there are a few others that kind of happen throughout the month of October on a smaller scale. So there's always kind of something to celebrate in that way throughout the month. We have.
I want to say Oktoberfest should be September and October and November and December.
Right? I mean, it's a fun festival, and my husband won the yodeling contest, so
No way.
I'm gonna say he didn't have a ton of competitions, so I should clarify. But
oh my gosh, that's fantastic!
Lots of fun.
That's fun. That's fun.
And I don't know if you've ever tried the Stein holding contest. That's some serious competition.
I think in Minnesota, you all are kind of competitive, right? Am I right? Like there's log rolling competitions and things like that.
Yeah, there's lots of competitions. So the Stein holding competition, the women's one, I think they're about 2 minutes. So they hold out the full Stein. You have to have the straight arm. You can't hold too far up, too far down. And I think the men's was over 4 minutes. So it's pretty serious stuff.
And you're not allowed to drink from it.
No, it's just fill with water because you don't want to waste the beer.
No, you don't. No. Oh, wow. Well, that's fun. Now, you got Oktoberfest. Do you have any craft festivals, Halloween?
Actually now through even the end of November, we pretty much have some craft shows, bazaars that really happen for easily the next 6 weeks. And then that kind of gets into holiday shopping. So our service clubs, our VFW, our Eagles Club, our Elks Club, they host a lot of them. Do a farmer's market, goes through the end of October. So there's some fun fall type of products available there. We also kick off our little theater season in October. Our first one here is 9 to 5. The
fun
musical. So that's October 2nd is the first night. So yeah, our art center has a really cool exhibit right now. 3 generations of local artists are showing through the end of the month, and then they kind of move into some of the holiday stuff.
Awesome. This is awesome. So a lot happening. Everyone, I'm going to put everyone's links in the episode notes, but to keep up with that, go to visitowatonna.org. And shopping is a big deal, I know. I wanted to go back to Beth because you've had some giants move around between the Highway Café and the Western Motel. Both have neon, which is super cool, but you've got 3 giants, right? But then you've also got, the big boy, right? And the Betty Boop. How many fiberglass beings do you have? Because they are beings, Beth, to me. Like, do you talk to them? I would.
I won't admit to that, no. But I guess total we have 5. We have a 6th one that will be arriving. We'll be putting him up probably October or early November. So we have Elvis, we have Betty Boop, we have depending on where you're from, Kip's big boy or Bob's big boy or Shoney's big boy. We kind of just call him the hamburger boy. But and then we have our giants outside that are Big Bill, which is our mobile one man that we have, and the Big Indian that we moved here from Massachusetts. And then we haven't put him up yet, but we will have a chef giant from Springfield, Missouri.
That's Big Al, right? The Big Al?
That's going to be Big Al, yes.
Big Al.
Dun, dun.
I know, it's Big Al. So now Big Bill moved to the hotel. Am I right?
Yes. So I was lovingly calling it the fiberglass shuffle because we took Big Bill down after him being at the Highway Cafe for 2.5 years. We just decided since we were purchasing the chef in Springfield, it made more sense to have a chef in front of the Highway Cafe. And Big Bill had, he has his giant suitcase. And so we felt like it was appropriate to move him to the motel. He will be holding some accessories very soon. And Mark Klein is helping us out, making some accessories for him to hold. So, that will be coming as well. But it just seemed to kind of tie in with the motel. We're working right now on a mural after I won another grant and was very thankful to add some artwork to the backside, the west side of the Western Motel. So that the FAR building, it's going to be a 70-foot mural that we're adding. And so we started on that. The muralist did. She started on that a couple weeks ago. So we're moving along on that, and that's down right where we've added Big Bill. So it's kind of the motel is starting to kind of come to life in my view as far as setting it aside as its own roadside destination.
Yeah, that's exciting. We can't wait to come and stay because you've got rooms dedicated to highway travelers, the decor, super
Yes.
cool, Route 66 room, all of that. So I think it's exciting. Motels, I mean, Nancy and I just did a huge drive and I kept going, where's the motels, man? I want the motels because I want to park my car outside and I want to be in the old school motel. It's just comfy. And I don't know if nostalgia just makes you feel comfy. I don't know how to explain that, but there's a comfort level just for nostalgia that just makes you, I don't know. And it's fun. So much fun. So I'm
Absolutely.
excited.
Absolutely.
I'm excited. Nancy and I are coming to stay with you. We promise to
Okay.
behave. We will behave. I promise.
Schedule it around steak night so that you'll be really happy then.
There's bacon involved at steak night, so Nancy's all in. She's all in. She's all in. So everyone, Highway Cafe and also Western Motel. You can find them on Facebook and Instagram. Also go to high-waycafe.com. Going over to Aaron and Cassandra at Gearhead Curios and Petrol Motor Court in Galena, Kansas. Also on Facebook and Instagram. I wanted to ask you, Aaron, in closing here, what's going on in your Giants? Because you've got a few Giants too. Tell everybody about that because people want a roadside attraction. I want to go to Owatonna too because I know a roadside attraction there or a couple that people must go and see. But yeah, for people to understand that you have some attractions. One is on the inside and you may have to go tinkle a little bit for that. Am I right on that?
You are correct that we just had some people filming in there again today. But as far as the Giants, we have the one, he's about 22 feet tall, tribute to the Texaco Big Friend. His name is Big A, and some people say he's ruggedly good looking. He has my goatee, so I don't know how good looking he is. And then we have a big boy that's holding tires and a rockabetty up front. And then our restroom, you want to drink lots of fluids before you come see us because that's been in 3 travel shows, 2 newscasts. We had a wedding in there, and I believe that this week on Friday, I'm going to be doing a renewal of vows in the restroom. So
wow.
we are internationally known for the restroom, that is for sure.
I love it. I love it. So, Cassandra, with the Petrol Motor Court, that's going to be like that too, right? People are going to be stopping just to look, even if they can't get a room. They at least get a photo op.
Definitely, because we're going to have neon for each of the gas stations. We'll have a big giant neon sign for the whole place. And just really encouraging people to sit outside and visit with other travelers. We'll probably be down there too, just because it'll be fun to socialize with them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Going over to Glenda and Owatonna, Minnesota. Again, visit owatonna.org. Glenda, I got a couple attractions that I think people need to stop and see. What are yours? Because I wonder if they're the same.
Yeah, so the Village of Yesteryear, our history center, is a really pretty setting with the fall leaves. And they do some special events with the Halloween time. They do some spooky storytelling throughout the village. They're doing a murder mystery at one of the Donnell house. So they have a few things that they host throughout the season. And then the bank is always a great place to stop, no matter what. You can spend 10 minutes in there or an hour or more, depending on how much you want to look around. And
What is the bank for people to know about? This bank is really special.
so it's a Louis Sullivan designed bank who was the mentor to Frank Lloyd Wright. And so it is truly a gem in Owatonna. Typically, our group tours go and see that. So that's always fun to watch them kind of walk in with the wide open mouth. It was built in the early 90s, and so it's just a true gem in our community. They call it the Jewel Box Bank because it's so intricate and you just don't see any architecture like this built today.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, it is pretty magnificent, and it's around that beautiful park that has that wonderful fountain,
And
and
it's comment to our community as well, the fountain.
the fountain is gorgeous. And then I want to go back to the Yesteryear Village because goes with the Petrol Motor Court too, because you have an old gas station in there.
Gus's station. So everything that is in our village is local in our county. It didn't necessarily it wasn't all necessarily in Owatonna, but it's all a part of Steele County. And so Gus's Station is one of the buildings that were brought here from Ellendale. So yeah, it's just been redone to kind of preserve the historic uniqueness of it, and it's a pretty cool place to go see. It has so many little details in there that make you feel like you've stepped back in time.
To Ellendale, I know I did, and I do believe it's on the highway. Actually, it's
I
like on.
think
It is. I think I remember putting it on the map. I'm like, I know that name. I know it. The other thing I wanted to say, because you did steal mine, is the beautiful park coming in either direction, right? There's this beautiful park with this beautiful like waterfalls and this bridge and flower baskets. I know that'll change over the fall and winter
Yeah.
season.
Morehouse Park is right on the Straight River, and it's definitely we have so many beautiful parks. We are so fortunate with our park and rec. Our city park and rec takes so well care of our trails, and they're definitely something to include as part of your trip if you enjoy biking or running or walking.
It's beautiful because especially if you're traveling, right? You want to get out and stretch your legs. And that's a way to do it. So check those parks out. Well, I want to thank everyone for joining us on the show today. This is part one. We have more coming up. We were going to be talking about more of Kansas, hopefully more of Minnesota. We're going to Arkansas. I think maybe Texas. We've got a lot coming on for part two here to keep you posted on the Jefferson Highway during the fall seasons. Best way to go is subscribe to the podcast so you get that little ding ding. There's a new one. Also, go to jeffersonhighway.org and follow their Facebook group because the Facebook group, we always share the podcast in there as well. So do that. And I want to thank everyone and enjoy the highway. Travel safe. Thank you. Thank you for joining us here on the Big Blend Radio Jefferson Highway Show. The show airs every fourth Thursday, and we encourage you to go to jeffersonhighway.org to learn more about the Jefferson Highway Association or even become a member. You can also dig into the history of the highway and share travel notes with friends at the Jefferson Highway Association Facebook group. You can follow our shows at bigblendradio.com. Happy travels!